In this video, I'm going to teach you 5 lessons from the book David and Goliath by Malcolm Gladwell. Lesson 1. Living and growing in a privileged environment might hinder your success. Probably you didn't think about that before, but the truth is, living and growing in a rich family where you're being protected and having anything you want and need makes you weak. I personally come from an upper middle class family where I had everything I wanted and I didn't have to work for anything. I've never known what it means to be hungry and have nothing to eat. My entire life and childhood were made easy for me, and I didn't know how hard life can be until I took the step into it. If you find yourself here, I'm sure you have friends like this who can rely forever on the wealth that their parents have generated. Thus, they relax and take their life easy. But in the end, this weaker attitude comes at a high price. For example, if your parents send you to a private and expensive school with very few students and where everyone is dear to the teacher, it will not help you learn how to communicate in an environment where many people, which you will face later at work and in real life. If you are poor and need to work from an early age to earn money, even for the simplest things, this will make you strong and help you succeed in the real world later on in life. Lesson 2. If you can't learn, it might give you an advantage. Gladwell says certain disadvantages, such as the disability to learn, can often help us overdevelop our skills in other areas and become more creative. Let me give you an example. One of my school friends was dyslexic. Due to the local accent in our rural area, he also had great difficulty in writing. He always received low marks for his essays and poor performances. But once we were seniors, he started compensating with his incredible speaking and presentation skills. He could entertain an entire room by discussing any subject for 45 minutes without any problems. In addition, he became a very skilled artist and eventually studied architecture, finishing at the top of his class. We are all different and we have different skills. Find your unique skill and always seek to improve yourself. If you like the sound of this book, you can get it for free with a trial of Audible using the link in the description. Lesson 3. Use your unique skills to beat big competitors on your own terms. Did you hear the story of the 300 Spartans? Or even better, have you seen the movie? That's a perfect example to use for lesson number 3. It never ceases to amaze me how those Spartans managed to defeat an entire empire. Gladwell gave us an interesting statistic and explanation. If an underdog army uses guerrilla tactics in battle, it wins 63% of the time. If it doesn't and tries to fight fire with fire, it wins only 29% of battles. What does this mean? If you're an underdog, don't fight with the biggest competitors in their field. Instead, focus on your strengths and capitalize on your opponent's weaknesses. If you face a Goliath and feel like David, do not compare yourself to physical strengths, but think about its weaknesses. In this way, you will increase your chances of success. Lesson 4. Play your game and never compare yourself to anyone. Comparing yourself to the smartest kid in class is always a bad idea. Most of us use this habit of comparing ourselves to others, and often we conclude that others are better than us. This is because we only look at everything as a whole and focus on the things that we don't have. We all have different qualities and we are not the same, so don't compare yourself with anyone. Always play by your strengths, even when it may look stupid. David is the best example here. Everyone laughed at him, called him foolish, but none of that stopped him. He knew what his end goal was. He played by his strengths and won the battle, and you should do the same. Lesson 5. Play dirty and play by your own rules. Gladwell tells us that behind many business success stories, you'll find someone who was and remains willing to play dirty. If you are looking closer to the personality of successful people and business owners, you'll see 3 common traits. The first one is being open to new experiences and willing to learn new things. The second one is contestiousness. And the third one is willing to be disagreeable to others when necessary. Sometimes you may need to do some dirty things to get the job done. Willingness to play dirty is a prerequisite to success. So there you have it. Take the most valuable thing from these lessons and remember to always be David